I'm Bree, and today I want to talk about all my Planty resolutions for 2026. I am someone who absolutely loves New Year's resolutions, both in the Planty realm and just in my general life. I think it's a great way to reset and kind of reorient your priorities for the coming year. So I wanted to share mine with you. I have a piece of paper so I don't forget anything. So I'll go over the general ones first, and then I'll talk about specific plants because I really liked the idea of focusing on specific plants for 2026. I would like to shower all of my plants monthly. I dealt with quite a bit of pest in 2025, and I would like to negate that as much as possible. I think a good way to do that without wasting resources like pest spray is to shower my plants more regularly. So I'm going to attempt to shower every single one of my plants at least once a month. I'll probably do that on watering days so I can just, hose them down in the shower and get them nice and clean from any dust, debris, and pests. My next one is to stay consistent with fertilizer. Last year, I was not great at that. I would probably only fertilize about once a month. It was really whenever I remembered. And my alocasias are really not looking great. And I think it's because they're hungrier plants and I hadn't been feeding them enough. So this year I really want to be consistent with my fertilizer. I'm going to attempt to fertilize my plants every other watering. So that will be more or less twice a month, every other week, but just depending on the plant's needs and when they actually need water. Number 3 is the most exciting for me. Last year we bought a house and we have a yard for the first time ever. I've been a renter for all my adult life and now I have a house. And so I'm super, super excited to start an outdoor garden this year. My mom was nice enough to gift us one of those garden boxes. And so I'm gonna use that the first year. I might buy a second one, but I'm just gonna see how it goes. And I'm really looking forward to learning. There's so much to learn when it comes to gardening. I'm in Western New York, so the climate is pretty specific. So I've been doing some research already. I can't wait to get my seedlings started and to share the journey with you. I'm really, really excited to be outdoors more and focus on plants that me and my husband can eat. This one I already kind of mentioned in a previous video, but I want to be intentional about not buying new plants until all the plants in my home are already acclimated, which means they've had a time to quarantine so that if they had pests, they wouldn't spread them. I spray them all down when I bring them into the house, give them a few days before I integrate them into my full collection. So I want to make sure I don't bring in another plant until that process is done with the plants I've already purchased. I'd also like to hold myself back on buying new plants until every single plant I have in my house already has a cover pot. I do not want nursery pots just floating around my house. It's not cute. It makes it harder to water, and I just want to be better about giving all the plants I already have a really beautiful home before I'm focused on bringing new plants in. Now, I did write a couple exceptions for this just because I know myself and I'm pretty stringent on rules. If I give myself a rule, I'm really going to try to follow through with it. But I want to make sure that if I'm going on vacation and I find a plant I really love, that I'm allowing myself to get it, even if maybe there's a plant at home that doesn't have a pot. So that is the exception to that rule. Let's talk about specific plants that I want to focus on this year. Actually, I should probably go grab them. Be right back. The first plant I really want to focus on this year, growing it out, giving it the best care possible, is my Queen Anthurium. Need I say more? Look how pretty this thing is. It's been doing really great since I got it in an import order several months ago now. It just gave me the first new leaf in my care right here. It is still hardening off, so I'm being super, super careful not to touch it, disturb it, do anything with it. This still lives in my IKEA cabinet. It has never been in ambient humidity, and honestly, as long as it is small enough to fit in there, it's gonna stay in there. Because I've seen a whole bunch of people with these plants in their collections looking kind of worse for wear. And I want to keep this in as close to pristine condition as I can. I would love it to size up. I would love to get more leaves on it. And it's just really going to be a focus this year. I think you can see why. Oh, it's just so pretty. So pretty. The next plant I'm going to focus on heavily this year is my tiny little Hoya linearis starter plant. This was such a wish list plant, and it was very hard to find, even online, even being willing to spend the money. It was not very easy for me to find and obtain. So now that I have it, I really want to focus this year on growing it out. I'm going to let it get a little bit longer, and then I'm going to start chopping and propping because I want a really full, beautiful Hoya linearis. I see other people's and I am so jealous. It is such a stunning plant. My favorite Hoya by far. And this year is its year. I can't wait to come back at the end of the year and show you the difference because I think it's going to be pretty substantial. Another plant I want to focus on this year that came to me as a starter plant is my philodendron serpens. It has not done much for me. It came with, I believe, 2 leaves. I got this one, and now it's barely starting to push out another one. I don't remember exactly when I bought it, but I've had it for many months. And one of the leaves kind of yellowed off. It's just kind of a trickier plant, and I would like to see it size up. I would like to see it thrive. I would like to see it look beautiful because these petioles are fuzzy, which is one of my favorite traits in plants. And I don't know, it would just feel like a huge accomplishment to have a healthy one of these in my collection. And although it's very small, at this time it is healthy, and I'd like to see what I can do with it throughout the year. The final plant I want to focus on this year is my Monstera esqueleto. I purchased this when it was already getting cold in Buffalo. It was my last shipment before I had to stop because it freezes here. And it kind of came in slightly damaged. Like there were a lot of yellowing and brown leaves that I had to remove. There's still a few, you can see, that I'm holding on to for some reason. But it's funny because I have a fairly mature Addisonii mint, and this is sitting right next to it, and it looks just like a baby. It looks so small by comparison, and we all know these leaves are the ones that can get massive, and I want one. I want one of my own with the big leaves. So I probably will put this on a moss pole. I don't have any moss poles right now, so this would probably be my first. I'm also considering getting like a wooden plank or something. Anything that's gonna let the aerial roots grow out and the leaves size up. Right now I have it on a plastic stake, which is better than nothing, but as you can see, the new leaves that are popping out, and this is growing consistently for me, they're still tiny, just little babies. So I want to focus on sizing this up this year, keeping it healthy, and just seeing what I can do with it, because I really love those gorgeous giant leaves with the huge fenestrations, the big holes, and I think I can do it. So stick around and find out with me. I'm still new to the YouTube space, so if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I would love for you to subscribe so that you can follow along my planty journey. Thanks, have a great day.